Hello and welcome on l'Atelier de la Sentinelle. So today I will be painting a shield. I already painted some shields in the past, like this heater shield here, which is for my French impression. And here you can see my little buckler for my second impression. So today I'm painting those shields for my group Kirkavtsi. We are doing a reenactment in the Hussite period, which is the first quarter of the 14th century. And in the Hussite period they were using a lot of pavises, so that's what I will be painting. I will be painting it with the motif from the good period. I know that in the Czech National Museum there is actually a pair of those shields, so I will go have a look at them and I will try to reproduce those images directly on the shield. Probably not with techniques of the time, but at least something which will look like it. So let's go to the museum. I'll bring you with me, show you a little bit the collection there, the medieval collection, just in case you're interested to go and visit it. And at the end we will see the pavises which are there. So let's go! The museum is located in a historical building. It's very interesting for its architectural qualities, the paintings, sculptures and so on. It's at the top of one of the main touristic squares, so you'll not miss it, and it's really interesting to see. Also because there are tons of other collections. There is the zoological collection, but I'm more interested into the geological one with lots of crystals, and also the paleontological one. What's very interesting with that one is that you have lots of models of those fossils. It's very rare and you don't see that very often. You also have a collection of more modern history, so it will retrace a little bit of the communism period, which is interesting for people who didn't live it. You'll see here a bit of the silver, which was the main economical resource of Bohemia. Here is an amazing lock which looks like a cathedral from the 15th century. Here you see the arts of the table with glasses, beautiful, very tall glasses typical from Bohemia, but also the aquamanils. And aquamanils were very symbolic, both because you would help your guests to clean their hands, it's like the Christ, but also simply by the shape of it. The lion here is also a symbol of Christ per se. You have other artifacts, of course, more religious ones, as you can see here. The museum is also host to several manuscripts, beautifully illuminated, and also some handwritings. And what's very important for Bohemia is this Bible. It's called the Wenceslas Bible and it has been beautifully illuminated. This book here is very interesting because all its very small illuminations are a great inspiration for 15th century reenactors. What interested me particularly was the leather exhibition. You can see here a near perfect shoe and here a goblet protection made out of leather. It was very common at the time to protect glass with leather. Here is something very interesting which I didn't see in many museums. It's the reproduction of some castles and some battles. So you can see here the Battle of Novi Hrad, and you can see in front in orange the camp of the Hussites who were besieging the castle. in the end the castle was leveled to the ground. There is also a great collection of armors and of swords. You can see here some spurs. And what was really interesting for me on that chainmail is that you can see near the collar that actually the standard was totally integrated with another size of rings and another density. Here is a very traditional Hussite weapon. It's a flail, and those flails were held with two hands. It's very common in representation to see Hussites holding them. Here is a little head of a Janjiška. He's very recognizable because he was meant to be missing an eye. And here are the shields that I was speaking about, of which I want to inspire myself. You can see here parts of the details that I will try to reproduce. So I will not go as deep into the details as I would like, because I simply don't have the time. I have to do two shields, and I need to do them in a quite short amount of time. And here there are some more modern pavises, but you can see what's interesting is at the back you still have remains of the holding straps and handles. And you can see that the style in front changed quite a lot. They are absolutely incredible. So we are back from the museum now. I already painted one of the shields to have an idea of the proportions, so I will not have to show you guys. I found out, because I tried to paint it without gesso, that it was absorbing a lot of paint, and actually it took me a long time to paint it. And I hope with the gesso that I do usually, it will cut some of the time, and also it will avoid, because when you don't put gesso on the canvas, it tends to absorb quite a lot of the paint. So hopefully with the gesso I made on the other one, and the gesso is composed first of gap filler, which is a plaster, some kind of plaster which is pre-mixed, and with a bit of white glue, that like classic white glue but waterproof. And so this way it makes a paste which is quite fluid, and hopefully it will help in case there is some humidity, that the paint job doesn't break or doesn't get off the shield. Yeah, so the gesso is already made, it's dry, so it's time to pass at the painting in itself. I'll show you my process, and you will see the result soon. Colors. So the first thing I do on the gesso directly is to sketch the main shape. It's easy because it's very geometrical in this case, and I do it with a pencil. It's better so that you can obviously erase it if you need to. So the paint, I start always with the lightest color, and so I put a very quick layer. As you can see, I'm covering the pencil work, but it's still showing through even though you don't see it much on the video. It's very important that the beige overspills, because the fact that it overspills and then it's covered by the red means that there is no unpainted space between the red and the beige. The second main color is red. It's darker, and so when I paint it there, you can see that it covers all the overspill of the beige. The third color is blue for the roof. It's very dark and you need a few passes to make it look right and even. After a few hours, I feel that I need like some kind of a reward, and so that's why I started directly doing the line work on the towers, even though like finishing the top of the towers wasn't the priority. It was a good way for me to get some like time for myself and just like draw and have fun. I didn't draw all the details of the shield in the very first step. There are some which I reserved for now because I was a bit worried they would get covered by the beige. So now it's the gate. There are some details like the ironwork on the doors, which I prefer to do by hand without even drawing before. When you look at historical examples, they are not absolutely perfect or exactly the same as each other. So it gives me this creative freedom a little bit to make mistakes, have fun. I also have the same approach to the windows. So I put a template for the main part of the windows, but then the line work around the windows I do by hand. Finally, I did the brickwork, and to do it faster, I used a template, because it would have taken me forever to do everything with a ruler. I would really advise you to do the same if you do this kind of repetitive measuring. And that was the last of the steps now, so you can see the shield. Thank you so much for staying until the end of this video. I hope you liked it. I hope it will also help you with painting your own shields, or like have an idea how I do research, so you'll be able to do the same if you have some needs. Like, don't hesitate to go to some museum, have a look, take some pictures from the items you're really interested in. So this way you'll have a good idea of how to do it. And yeah, so if those advices were useful, please leave a comment, and as well, obviously, like the video, subscribe to my channel. All my social medias are down in the description, and I hope to see you in another video.